Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. You're very welcome to the programme, and where we are is we're at Drumgooland Old Graveyard, which is near Bridge. Now, Drumgooland Old Graveyard is an historical burial ground. It's an ancient burial ground which is still in use today, and it is the site of an ancient church which was possibly destroyed during the Cromwellian period, 1649 to 1653. The graveyard was fenced in to protect it by Lord Arthur Edwin Hill Trevor, Viscount Dungannon, in 1853, and there's a pillar to commemorate this. So his father was Arthur Hill, 3rd Marquess of Downshire, and of course the 3rd Marquess of Downshire has a pillar in a field at Hillsborough commemorating him. Now, Arthur Edwin Hill Trevor, also known as Firstborn Trevor, was born on the 4th of November 1819, and he died on the 25th of December 1894. He was elected to the House of Commons for County Down in 1845, a seat he held for the next 35 years. And you can see a wee bit of history here with this chimney. Obviously there's a factory here back in the day. Now, he was also a major in the North Shropshire Yeomanry Cavalry. So before I take you in to show you the graveyard and the pillar, I'm going to let you see this wee chimney, because it's not a very big chimney. I have seen bigger, but I'm going to take you in and let you see it nonetheless. And there's a lot of these chimneys all over the place. And basically, when you see a chimney like this, what you're actually looking at is the remnants of Ireland's industrial past. Because back in the day, the factories were the main form of employment to the people. I myself worked in a factory at Hildon Mill for about 4 years or so before I got another job, and then the factory closed as well. Not because I left, of course. So, one of his ancestors, Sir Marcus Trevor, who was born in 1618, died 1670. He was created Viscount Dungannon and born Trevor of Ross Trevor in County Down in 1662 by King Charles II, the King of England. Now, this isn't a very big graveyard. There's very little graves in it, as you can see. That's really about it. And that's the pillar there that I want to show you in the middle. So, as I say, Marcus Trevor, who was his relative, his ancestor, he got as a reward for his good service in the Battle of Marsden Moor, in which battle he encountered a certain Oliver Cromwell and wounded him with his sword on the 2nd of July 1644. And so he was created born Trevor of Ross Trevor, County Down, 1662 by King Charles II, as a reward for those good services. Now, Marcus Trevor, of course, was a royalist commander. He was a colonel in Prince Rupert's elite regiment of horse. And Cromwell had to leave the battlefield temporarily to have his wound dressed, and Cromwell of course recovered quickly and returned to the fight to lead the decisive charge that ultimately routed the royalist forces and won a major victory for the parliamentarians. Now, another kinsman, Arthur Hill Trevor, he was 3rd Viscount Dungannon. He was born the 9th of November 1798. He died the 11th of August 1862. And he wrote the life and times of William III. That's King William III. So this is the pillar I was telling you about. So this is in memory of Arthur Edwin Hill Trevor. You can see the crown there and the lands, etc. And there's writing there at the bottom which says, "This ancient burial ground, situated in the centre of his, that's Arthur Edwin Hill Trevor's estate, was fenced in and preserved from desecration by Arthur Viscount Dungannon in AD, the year of our Lord, in other words, 1853. So there you go, isn't that unique? This was part of his estate, the centre actually. So fantastic. So there's a wee grave over here I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you this row here. Now you can't really make them out. There's one you can make out in that row, that's about it. There's one here, you can see the modern graves here as well. There's one here with a cross on it, but no writing that you can make out on it. So you can see some of the modern graves here as well. So I'm going to show you this one here. Don't know how old this is, but what drew my attention to it was the cross, as you can see. So I'm going to show you some of these graves here that are in a row. So the more older ones are over that side, and the more modern ones are over this side. Except for possibly those two that I just showed you. I don't know what age they are. Those two stone. Possibly from the 19th century, but I don't know. So you can see those graves there. Most of them I would say is from the 19th century. Some from the 18th century. But very hard to read, even with the flashlight. But there's one I'm going to read out to you, because the writing is very good on it. And it's this one here. Again, you can see a wee cross on that one. So this says, "Here lies the body of," and I think that might be Madge. Some of the writings disappeared, but it's Gorman. So I think it's maybe Madge Gorman, who departed AD, and it's, if you can see that, 1785, aged 47. So that grave is from the 18th century, 1745. And then that's the rest of them. But that's the pillar. So thanks for watching, and God bless.